Hi everyone! Are you tired of getting nickel and dimed by subscriptions? Like when you're using an app and you get a message that you're out of storage and have to pay to get more. Or when the ads get so annoying you break down and pay for the premium service. Well, I'm going to show you a solution. It's called a NAS, but it could be called a subscription buster. A NAS can be used to save you from subscriptions for things like home security, photo and document storage, music or video streaming, and much more. This NAS is made by Ugreen. The model is NAS DH4300 Plus. There's a good selection of free apps available for it that make using it as simple as using those subscription services. To stream music in your home, for example, you can use the same app for your system that you already use. The apps for Sonos, Veeam, Bluesound, and every other streamer company will work with a NAS just as conveniently as with Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Music. Even better, when I'm out of my home, I can use the Ugreen NAS phone app and play to my earbuds or car stereo. It's so liberating to drive through the countryside listening to any music from my own collection without having to download it to my phone first. For photos, you can share any photo or album with anyone you choose, so you don't have to use a privacy-stealing app like Facebook to share your family images. You can set the Ugreen app to automatically upload all the photos that you take from your phone. The NAS will sort them by date, location, and use face recognition to group them according to who's in the photo. NAS stands for Network Attached Storage, but it's really just a small computer that attaches to your network. It doesn't take much power, so you can leave it turned on, always ready to perform its magic wherever you or your family members happen to be in the world. It's not fussy about formats either. iPhones, Android, Macs, PCs, and smart TVs are supported with ease. And a NAS is designed from the ground up to cope with many users and streams at the same time, so even a large family won't slow it down. To set up a NAS, you first have to install the hard drives. The cover pulls off nice and smoothly. Pinch the tabs to remove the trays for the drives and attach the drives with 6 screws to each tray. The screws and right-size screwdriver are included with the NAS. The drives only fit one way into the tray, so you can't go wrong, and the tray snaps securely into the NAS. This is a 4-bay design, which can hold 4 hard drives. There are cheaper 2-bay models, but twice as many hard drives actually gives you 3 times as much storage capacity. The reason for this is data protection. The NAS is designed to keep all your data safe, even if one of the hard drives fails completely, and this can be done much more efficiently with 4 drives than with 2. These drives are Seagate Ironwolf heavy-duty drives, which are recommended for home NAS use thanks to their high reliability. Once the hard drives are installed, the NAS can be plugged into a power outlet and connected directly to an Ethernet port on your router. Once connected, press the power button on the front panel. After a couple of minutes of boot up time, you're ready to start the setup. To set up, go to any web browser that's on the same network as the NAS and type in find.unas.com. It should take you to this screen. After you click connect, you'll be guided through the setup, and it's quite straightforward, but I do have some extra tips to help you. The name that you give your NAS at the first step will help you find it on the network, and it's the one that you use for remote access. And it's very important to remember and keep safe the name, the administrator name, and the password that you enter at this stage. They're the keys to your NAS and everything on it. After the NAS is initialized and before setting up the storage, you should be prompted to update the system. Once you log back in, you should see this little blue guy in the bottom right corner of your screen. Click on him to be guided through the remaining setup steps. When you get to this screen, you have to select the drives to use. For most home uses, it's best to select them all. This NAS will handle up to 128 terabytes of total storage. Then you scroll down and select a RAID level. If you have 2 drives, select RAID 1. If you have 3 or more, select RAID 5. On the next screen, you select the file system. ext4 is usually the best for home use. Once it's started, the formatting of the drives takes a few hours. But no interaction from you is needed, so you can leave it overnight or just go about your day. When the formatting is done, the little blue guy will guide you to create your first folder. Select Volume 1 and click the Full Rights box on the line by your name. Then you can click on New Folder. The last step prompted by the little blue guy is to set up remote access. Click Go and then OK at the welcome screen. You get a pop-up in the top right. Click on it and then check the box labeled Auto Direct. The next box tells you to ignore all your browser warnings, and when you click OK then Apply, you get to see what they're talking about. The way you bypass these warnings does depend on your browser, but once you log back in, the little blue guy tells you that you've completed the setup. To load stuff onto your NAS, go to Files. Choose whether the stuff you're loading is for sharing with other users. If it is for sharing, go to Shared Folder. Otherwise, you can put it in your personal folders. The two buttons you need are next to each other on the left of the second row. Click on the plus sign to create a new folder, or use the up arrow to upload folders or individual files. You can upload the entire folder containing all your music or photos this way, but you'll need to be patient. It may take hours to transfer all that data over the network. To use the NAS for music, there are two apps that you need to install. They're the Music app and the DLNA app. For both, go to the App Center and click on Install next to the app. To play music over your network, open the DLNA app and turn on DLNA service. Then add a path to your music library. To do that, click Add and then browse for the folder that has your music. When you're done, exit the DLNA app and then go to the Control Panel app. Open File Service and then under the SMB tab, check the Enable SMB Service box. Then go to the Advanced Settings tab, check the box next to Enable UPnP and click Apply. Now you can use the manufacturer's apps for network music devices like Sonos, Bluesound or Weem. All these apps organize the music by artist, track, album, playlist or genre, and also let you browse the music folders. When you're away from home, use the Ugreen NAS mobile app, which is available for Android or iPhone. Touch the music icon and you'll see tabs for folder, album, type and artist. This app plays your music to your phone or anything connected over Bluetooth, so you can play your own home music library while you're walking, riding a bus or driving. For photos, you'll want to install the Photos app on the NAS and the Sync Backup app. The Sync Backup app can automatically upload all the photos that you take with your phone camera to the NAS. If you grant them permission, any family member will automatically be able to view every picture you take without you having to send them. Of course, if you have something to hide, you don't have to share or grant permissions to anyone. If you want to share a single photo, go to the three dots in the top right of the photo. Click on Share and then External Link Sharing. You can then send the link to anyone and they'll be able to view just that photo for the time period you specify. You can also share a complete album the same way. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you buy anything from the links in the description, you won't pay any more, but the small commission helps to support the channel and is much appreciated. Thanks for watching, everyone.